Hi Crafty creators! Welcome back to Flosstube! As always, you guys are such genuine gems for joining me today. A big welcome back to my returning subscribers and viewers. You guys absolutely make my day and warm my little heart every single time you drop a cheeky like or leave a comment downstairs so that we can have a chat. It really is just the best notification I get every time. It just makes me so happy, you have no idea. And a huge hi, hello, how are you to everyone that might be new and have just found us. I'm so glad you're here today. I hope you like what you've seen so far and you found a reason to stay and hang out. My name is Miss Chloe and this is my little corner of the internet where I get to share my cross-stitching journey with you guys. Today, I know it's not our normal update day, but I wanted to jump on and give you an update. First off, thank you so much for all your patience. I know it's been a whole month since I have filmed and that is a long time to wait. Thank you to everyone who reached out and asked if I was okay and checked in on me when I wasn't posting normally, and just, you know, made sure that I was doing all right. You guys really had my back and it just made me so lucky, like feel so lucky. It has been a really big month and I did have plans to come on and film in that very first weekend, and let you know sort of what was going on and fill you in, because of course I went to my very first in-person retreat. It was the JK's retreat and I went with my friend Amy and it was amazing. I'll tell you a little bit more about it later on. But unfortunately at the end of that retreat, we got a serious phone call from some family members back home. My grandfather got really sick and I needed to go home. So I didn't have access to any of my filming stuff. I was not in the headspace to come on and give you guys an update or really explain what was happening. But I've spent over 2 weeks back home just with my family, going through a few different things, and having a bit of a time. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot, but I'm here now. I'm here, I'm back. It is a public holiday. It's public holiday Monday in SA, Labor Day. Love that, love that. So I thought I would use this day just to do a quick little update. I know it's out of sync, I know it's out of routine, and it probably won't reach everybody that's used to looking for me on a Sunday morning or a Saturday evening, depending where you are in the world. But I thought I'd just do a little update anyway, and then in a week or so's time, when it is time to do another proper update, I'll film for you then. So I've worked on a number of different projects. I think I have 5 all up on the table. 2 are finished. 2 you haven't seen before. And then we have a couple of old favorites that have come through and are here for us now. So first up, obviously, I went to retreat in like the 2nd week of September, around the 14th. So it was actually my little brother's birthday and we flew on over to Sydney and we had a great time. I went with my friend Amy, who is Amy in the Valley over on Instagram. She was amazing. She ended up emceeing the retreat for JK's and she did a fantastic job. I still read the words flash sale in her voice and can still hear her counting off ticket numbers, because we did have a lot of raffles. There were a lot of prizes. There were a lot of goodies. It was insane, absolutely insane. I've done online retreats before with my friends at the Black Needle Society, and I thought that that was sort of the complete package. It was the experience. It was a retreat. I was wrong. I was wrong. I could not believe how many of you guys wanted to come up and chat, who watched my videos. Hi to everybody. I got so excited. I got to meet people that I thought were amazing floss tubers that I've been watching for a little while, who it turns out also watch me. You guys are nuts. I love it so much. I love it so much. You made me so happy. But it was fantastic to come and hang out with everybody and sort of just talk about all of our different projects and see all the ways we stitched. I didn't get a lot done on retreat. Might surprise you, I was too busy doing this instead of this. But I did work on a couple of projects. So while I was at retreat, I worked on the Deadly Aquarium, I worked on Unfortunate Souls, and I worked on a retreat piece. And I thought that was heaps of fun, heaps of fun. I think I got something like 2,500 stitches done for the entire weekend, which is 3 days, which is where we differ from our Black Needle Society retreats, where I can do like 10,000 stitches. Things went wrong. It was just too tempting to walk around and meet everybody and see people and go get coffee and hang out and do all the human things. I could not contain myself. I was definitely in my happy place. I was in my element. You guys really helped me feel amazing about, you know, myself, what I do, about getting to meet all these new people, about the hobby. It was just absolutely phenomenal. Unlike a Black Needle Society retreat, there weren't games, but there were door prizes, which was a lot of fun. So one day we all had to look under our chairs and a couple of people had stickers. They were little happy faces, and they won packs. We got handed out some stuff from Fiona Jude from Country Threads and Carol Neeson. So Carol does all the little koalas and stuff. I love these guys. They sat at my table. They were so much fun to talk to. It was amazing because, as you know, I am just starting out. I am a very baby designer. I'm learning a lot, but I have a long way to go before I would call myself a real designer. And these ladies were just so wonderful. They gave me their time. They chatted with me about how they build their designs and their colors and just where they get their inspiration from. And it was so enjoyable to sit and chat with people, and they were actually interested in what I was doing and how I stitched and why I liked these patterns and all of that sort of stuff. So it was very, very nice to connect with people and actually like get to see you one-on-one. Getting to do the internet thing is pretty great. Don't get me wrong, I love chatting with everyone in comments and DMs and all of that stuff and becoming Facebook friends and seeing you on the groups and bouncing around, but actually hanging out with everyone in person, it was such a gift, you guys. It was an amazing thing, and I will 100% be doing it again. As soon as I can afford a retreat, I'm going. I'm going. Unfortunately, there's not a lot in Adelaide. So we do have, obviously, the little craft group I run every 2 weeks down at the local library. So that runs in my off weeks from my filming. So I get to hang out with Beck and Joe and Marion and Caitlin and Lyndon and Angela and Glenn and all my friends, and it's amazing. It's amazing. But this was a whole different level because these were people I had never seen before and they knew who I was. It was a really weird sensation. I never thought I'd be famous. But wow, did you guys make me feel great. I have to apologize quickly too. I have a cold, so there'll be a few little rough cuts here and there. I've been gabbing for quite some time. And getting a life update is not really what you came here for. I know. I'm sorry. Hopefully for everyone else that was not into the life update, you've just skipped ahead. I know a couple of you do. No shame. I love it. So I think I should show you some stitching because I've definitely done some stitching. I didn't do a huge amount because as I was on an unexpected journey for the last almost 3 weeks, I had to work with what I got. I didn't have a lot of projects with me. I didn't have time to pick up anything new. Between retreat and going home, I was only in my own personal house for about 4 hours, and I needed that to sleep because we had to drive first thing in the morning. So I did have a very limited stack, but the first thing I'm going to show you is something that I worked on before I left. It was a secret project because we all had to make our own name badges for JKs, and you guys, I'm so happy with this. Look at my name badge. It's got backing, it's got a magnet, it's got beads, it's got beads. So I made this one completely by myself and I'm so happy. Thank you so much to all my friends who gave me suggestions on things that I should have. Sue, you were right. I put in coffee, I put in rainbows, I put in my greens. Everything was good. Everything is good. And of course I have paw prints on here for the 4 girls. So they all have either blue or pink or purple in their collar. So we went with some variegated floss for the paw prints for the girls. And then I've covered it in tiny little stars. They were giving me Disney vibes. So I felt like they were right. You know? So I did those. I learned to do these kind of stars on the Frogwarts projects from Black Needle. I hated them in year 1 and now they are my friend. I can do them everywhere and I love them. They're very easy once you get the hang of it. And of course I've put some moons up there. That's just in a toile. Everything was done in DMC because it's easy to get to in my collection and my stash. And then I just used some seed beads for the outside and ringed it obviously in rainbow because look at who I am. I'm basically a Care Bear. Let's go. Let's go. And the backing, I used some bee fabric and then a little magnetic clip. Inside, I've got batting and cardboard. And the 2 front pieces are just whip stitched together. So underneath the bead, there's just your basic whip stitch. Everyone knows how to whip stitch. I put this together in one evening. I stitched it in one day, put it together in one evening, and then got on a plane and left for a retreat. Nothing quite like the last minute, you guys. Nothing quite like the last minute. But I'm really, really happy with how it came out. It was a contest to win, obviously, with the best name badge. I did not win, my friend Paula did. But I still had a lot of fun making it and getting to build something from scratch and learn how to put it all together. So I really enjoyed this one. And of course, I designed the front as well. The font is partially out of a Stony Creek magazine. So I got the M from there and then I sort of did everything else myself. I just really liked the look of the letter M. I wasn't so keen on the rest of their alphabet. But I did it. I put it together and it worked. It's a little bit bigger than I really hoped it would be. There we go. That side's less sunny. I am so sorry. I'm running out of daytime and because we're in spring, the sun has decided to blind us here. That's better. I got up, I've just put the curtain across a little bit so you guys can see better. But I did wear it mainly on this side. Don't know why, always put my name badges here. Anyway, so it's a little bit bigger than I would have liked it to be. I made it a little chunky, but I am pretty happy with how it turned out. It is on an 18 count Ada and I am really happy with it. So I will probably be using this again. At the moment, I am going to look into mounting a ribbon on my hoop wall so that I can just pop the back off and snap it on and I can hang it on my wall along with all of my other projects. This was a really fun little challenge and like I said, it was actually pretty easy once I put my mind to it. So if you need to make a name badge, don't be scared, give it a go. Give it a go. It is not as hard as you think and it's actually easier to build one from scratch than it is to put it back in that horrible piece of plastic. We have those ones that you get like at work functions that are just the big rectangle and they sort of fold up, but if you fold them up too far, they break off and then the pin comes off the back. And every time I touch one, it breaks. So I don't use those. I don't use those. So I went ahead and I made my own substitution. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. It was a lot of fun. And I am already excited to see if I can upgrade this for the next one. Janet has said she will hold another retreat, but it won't be next year, it will be the year after. So if you're interested in coming along, definitely keep an eye on her page. It was well worth it and so much fun. The next thing I have to show you guys is the other thing that was done for retreat, but I actually started this one at retreat. This was our retreat bookmark, you guys. Here's a close-up of what I've done so far. I'm really happy with it. I am just over 50% done. My first page is complete, including backstitch. So this was the little bookmark chart. So at the moment, I am halfway through the hoop at the bottom, so I need to finish filling that out. White on white is killing me, you guys. Not a fan, but we're getting there. So I need to finish filling that one out, and I need to finish the koala at the bottom and give him his big silver needle. And then underneath at the bottom, it'll say JKs, and it will have another red line just to cap it off. And then I can look at putting some felt on the back and finishing this one off so that I have a proper bookmark. This, of course, was designed by Carol. She is the koala lady of our dreams. We love her very much. Hi, Carol. But I had a lot of fun with this one. It is just as kitted. So when we arrived at retreat, we got a little zipper bag. And inside it, it had everything we needed to make this bookmark, including like a little project card that had all the instructions on it and had all the floss sorted. It was all pre-cut, it was gorgeous, absolutely perfect for when you're on the go like that. So I did stitch this. I think I did this on the last day of retreat and also at the airport a few days later when we were waiting to go home. Amy sat across from me at one of the tables in the airport and we did them together. So I'm really enjoying stitching this one. It's so sweet. It's so sweet. Although working on this Bookmark fabric, girl, not a fan. Not a fan. I like having tension on the sides of my work. So having to hoop it this way or work in hand is just really ick for me. This is my ick. My ick is hoops and my ick is in hand. I like scroll frames. I like big chunky Q snaps. I like thick things because if I hold this for too long, my entire hand does this and then it won't unshape. So it is making stitching this challenging, but the actual project I quite like. Like I said, I'm just over 50% of the way done with this one. So I am putting in our bottom koala here. I need to finish this hoop and it's got a few little hearts and some crosses on it. And he's holding a big silver needle. And then I just need JKs at the bottom, which will match our needle minder that's on the project. And it will be finished. And I'm gonna have to work out how to actually finish it. The ends of this are raw. I had to stitch across the top to stop it coming out. It's not pretty, so we're not closing up on that. You don't need that. I don't need that. We don't need that. As a collective, we don't need that. That's fine, right? But I am really enjoying it. Doing these little like fuzzy gum nuts. That was really fun. It's all block stitch and then it just has a few little stray like back stitch pieces and it really pops it. It really makes it come up. So I'm really excited to get this going and finish this off. Like I said, everything was just kitted. It's all DMC, which is really nice too, because if you want to change a color, you run out, or you want, you know, something similar, you can then go and find it and use it on whatever else you want. But yeah, that's where he's up to. I would like to get him finished, but just because of how awkward it is, I'm not going to promise that for next time. It might be a long-term project where I just pick it up, do a little bit and put it down, due to the health of my hands. The next piece I have to show you is another one I worked on during retreat, but it's also a really nice little one that was quite compact and easy to take with me everywhere. So it did end up getting stitched while we were in the hospital and while we were sitting sort of around waiting for things to happen. And that, of course, is Unfortunate Souls from Forbidden Fiber. Here is your close-up of my finish. I loved this piece so much. This is my first Forbidden Fiber Co. kit. And I am so happy that Mel told me about it because I instantly spent my money because, as we know, Ursula is just goals. I love her so much. But this was my first time doing a large-scale project with fully variegated floss, and just taking it sort of all in hand day by day. I really loved it. I like the fact that my seashells and my tentacles have come out a little bit stripy because of the way that I was stitching them. I know there's other ways like you can do on the diagonal and things like that, but my brain just couldn't quite work it around, so we just kept going. We kept going with straight lines because that's what she'd let us do. This piece I did start for my birthday. It was my birthday start, so I started it on the 1st and I stitched it right through the month of September. I did a whole lot. When I got to retreat, I had Paw and Fort, and then at retreat, I put in Unit and Souls, and also the mermaid's tail. I started one of the seashells, and then I put it away for a little while. And then, of course, when I went home and I had it and it was all accessible and it was really easy to transport because it was so small, I managed to put in all our bubbles. I managed to finish our mermaid's tail. I managed to put in Ursula's beautiful tentacles, and I managed to finish off those shells. So I got that one done, and it was a really, really good one to have because it was very blocky. So a lot of the colors, like you can see in the pictures there, they're all sort of together. The shell's a single color. So I didn't have to think about changing colors a lot or where I was going. It was very easy. It was repetitive counting and I could just get it done. It was really wonderful to hold together. and I will definitely be getting more of these kits. I really liked the fabric, I really liked the floss, the pattern was easy to read, so I really enjoyed this one. It is part of the Villains series. I got this one when it was a mystery kit, so I had no idea what was coming, apart from the fact that it was Ursula, and that was good enough to throw my money at. Tragic, I know, tragic. So we did that, and that's fine, but now I'm waiting. If you have any sway over at Forbidden Fiber, Jafar, Hades, and Scar, please. I am hoping that the boys come out to play and that they will be put up. They are my other favorite villains, and I would just really love to stitch their quotes. If not, that's all good. I'm sure I can find their quotes somewhere else, but I just really enjoyed the experience of using all of Forbidden Fiber Co's floss and fabric and just having it all there without having to think. It was really lovely. So I do recommend them. If you have not used Forbidden Fiber before, give them a go. They're well priced and they have beautiful things. Beautiful things. So yeah, that's that one. The other piece that I've really worked on while I was away and that was all easily contained was actually one of my big boys. You guys, look at my aquarium. Look at him. Look at my little crocodile. He's so cute. He's so cute. Snappy Leonard. He's great. Here's your close-up. I took this one to retreat. I worked on this for most of, I think, a day and a half. And then, of course, I worked on this at night while I was with Nan. And I have really enjoyed this piece. I love the colors. This one is by Lola Crow. It is a stitch along. It is finished. I am behind. Know my place. It's fine. It's fine. But thankfully, even though there were a lot of color changes in this one and a lot of little details, I was able to sit and focus and find my zen and just work through on this one. I think he is just stunning. He is really beautiful. He was a lot of fun to be working on, and really wonderful to turn my brain off for. But I did do this one while I was at Nan's mainly. It was my big project that I did sort of every night to blow off a little bit of the brain fog and the steam and just process things quietly in my own time. So I have managed to get this one up to 98%. 98. And then I had to stop because I did not cut enough of the color that goes underneath these guys and in the middle of this sign. Who's annoyed? I'm annoyed. But I got pretty close, so I'm on 98%. I still have to put a little jellyfish in. I still have to do a lot of backstitch. While I was not able to brain, I decided backstitch wasn't for me. Just, not happening, you know? So we didn't do that. We instead went ahead and just did all of our big chunky boy stitches. So we put in this rock pool at the bottom that you guys wouldn't have seen. Lenny is our crocodile. He's in now. I finished off our jellyfish, with the exception of this one. I put in all the giant kelp. That's finished. Got our octopus. Look at him. He's so little. He was my favorite. And of course, we've got a little puffin. His name is Steve. Anyway, I shouldn't name them. This is horrible. I am so sorry, you guys. I feel really rambly, and it's just because I've missed you. But also, I don't know what to talk about because I feel like I'm out of practice and I have a million things to say about everything. But I'm doing my best, I promise. So this piece here is stitched 2/2 on a 32 count even weave. This one is from Sew It All Australia. It is called Ocean and it's printed, so the back is completely white. And these are quite nice fabrics to work on. They're very stable, they're very easygoing. I like them a lot. This one is going to become a focus for me. I really want to get it finished for obvious reasons. 98% is not somewhere you want to leave a piece. That's embarrassing. So I will be working up on this one just because there is only one color left and then just back stitching. It's going to be easy enough. It won't be quick. It is a lot of stitches, but it will be okay. It'll be okay. So I'm going to get this one finished and then I need to find a frame for it so that I can pop it up next to my greenhouse that I did last year from Lola Crow. But I've really enjoyed this one, and even though I'm behind, I still absolutely love it. This hammerhead shark that we did was one of my favorite bits. He was just really enjoyable and smooth to put in. I don't know why, he was just great. He was just great. So yeah, that's what that one's up to. I am hoping to have this one done. Like I said, it's going to become a focus piece along with one of my other cells, which is very behind because it was here for a month while I was away. So you guys would have seen the study of skulls from the Stitch Crypt that was in my last update video at the start of September, where I was super excited because I just started it and I was going to keep on top of it and I was going to be in line. It was going to be great. I went to the JK's retreat, knowing that part 2 was coming out, very confidently thinking, I'll come home, I'll stitch it, I'll be on time, it's fine. I think we're up to part 5 now, and I still haven't finished part 1, because it's been here and I've been there. So my aim is to finish my aquarium and catch up as much as I can on Study of Skulls, because it is really cute, it's really cute. Obviously I haven't worked on it. I'm very sad because I would like to work on it. So hopefully I can get that one caught up and I can bring it out to share with you guys next video in a couple weeks time. The last thing I have to show you today had big plans for the last half of September, but she just didn't get there due to portability. It's the Scary Sampler. Here's your close-up, you guys. For only getting to work on her for 2 days instead of like 14, I am pretty happy with what I did. Pretty happy. So I got a couple more of those flowers in, and they are chunky and require a good amount of counting because each petal is different, because of course it is. So I have 4 flowers left to go, but I'm really getting sick of stitching them, much like the aquarium with its columns. If you've seen me work on her and I haven't done some flowers, tell me I need to get those flowers done, because otherwise they're going to be there forever and it's just never going to get finished. I am thinking I would like to work on maybe the alien heads. So there's little tiny green alien heads that hang off the plant, or maybe the house. I did start the house a little while ago, so I put in the quote, which was all in black, and I just kept going with the black because it was easy to count, and put in this top of the roof and our little black cat. I really liked doing that. So I'd like to get a bit more of the house done. I would like to get the tree in. I'd really like to sort of move my way across the piece. It's really cool. And I started with the boring bit, which is just the flowers, 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 the flowers. They just keep going. They just keep going. There's so many of them. There's so many. I have no regrets. I enjoy the stitch because it's a nice fabric, it's easy floss, and it's 1/1 on 28 count. So it looks really adorable. I don't enjoy doing the same thing 100 times. I just don't. I never have. I don't think I ever will. I thought this would change my mind because it was pretty. I was wrong. I was wrong, and I've really stuck to it and tried really hard to just get the border. Not anymore. Not anymore. I need a break from it, so I'm gonna definitely stitch on a different part next time. But I do only have 4 flowers left, so encourage me to do those because I need your help. I need your help. But it's a beautiful piece. There's so much to it. You guys can see it. You know what it's gonna look like. I can't wait to get into it and really get going because it is so cool, and I'm going to put it on my wall. I don't know where yet. I'm thinking maybe in the kitchen or like my entryway maybe, but it's going to be really nice to hang up and really satisfying to have out there. It's not something that I would normally stitch being a sampler. You know, it's in the title. It's not my normal thing. You guys have seen what I normally do. It's not like this. But I am really liking the change and the difference and just being able to play with it a bit. I will give some quick advice because I can. When I started this piece, I hadn't had a lot of 1/1 experience. I'd done a little bit and I kind of made it work, but this is the first one that I really sort of dedicated a big piece to being 1/1 with. I'm really happy I did that. If you go 1/1 and you're new, watch your tension. Try not to pull so hard, you will pull through. and you will not be able to slip your needle underneath. Those things are important. You need to be able to end your thread properly. So definitely look into that and just be careful. Don't pull it too hard. Don't be like me. Just relax a little bit and let it go. This particular piece I am stitching with a bunch of friends. So this, of course, being the Scary Sampler, is from Heartstring Samplery. It is by Beth Twist. And it has like a billion movie references in it. They're so much fun. They're so much fun. I love trying to pick them out. I know that they're all listed on like a spoiler card, but I haven't read it. So I'm going to try and pick it as I stitch things and be like, I'm stitching from the Addams Family or Beetlejuice. Or at the moment, Stranger Things, because the alien flowers. So many alien flowers. But I am stitching this one with friends. So I started this one with my girl, Amy. She is Amy in the Valley over on Instagram. Of course, you guys have heard me talk about her heaps. She's amazing. And then my friend Liz, Stitched by Liz over here and on Instagram. She has also started it. She is doing hers on a big account. So Amy and I have both gone on 28/1. I think Liz is on a 32, if I remember rightly, over 2. So hers is a bit bigger, but absolutely gorgeous. And it's so interesting to see the difference in the sizing. And then my friend Katie from the Black Needle Society, she is also working on this one. She was actually my inspiration to start this one because she had it first. And I think where everyone's up to, I'm squarely in the middle of the pack here. So I'm doing all right. I would like to be further along, of course, but with the best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. We can't always do what we want. I'm happy with where I am, but I would like to get a little more done. So that's everything I've really worked on in the last month. As you can see, it wasn't a super stitch heavy month for me. It was fairly light going just due to circumstances and everything that was happening and just too much going on in my life. But that's okay, we still got a bit done. I'm really glad you guys could come along, even though this is not a regularly scheduled video, and it's a little bit different because there was a lot of life admin and a little bit of catch up in the beginning. I'm sorry that took so long. I'm sorry. I have missed you guys so much, and it just means the world to me that you guys are here, that you've come along, you've been checking in on me. So for now, that's everything. I will see you again in about a week and a half when I normally film. And yeah, until then, you guys stay safe, you be happy, and you craft something beautiful. I'll see you again real soon, crafty creators. Bye.